Hello everyone, my name is Nadiv. I'm located in Hong Kong currently. I've been into stock market investing for the last probably 2 years, and I want to talk a little bit about Jeremy's financial education channel. Now, I don't mean to be a hater, because I'm definitely going to say some difficult things about this channel. I appreciate Jeremy and what he does, but I see a really big danger in what's going on, and I feel like it's my obligation to speak out to the young generation who listen to Jeremy and find him to be a guru about stock market investing and finance, which I think is a really bad decision. So I'll make this very short. Jeremy has no idea about the economy. You ask him about economics, he never speaks about it. It's not because he's focusing on businesses. He doesn't know anything about businesses either, but he knows nothing about economy. He really knows nothing about accounting. If I remember correctly, he said once that he had a course in his public, university, community college, about accounting. That is not a background for anything, and the fact that he has no knowledge about the broader economy causes him to say things that are really mistaken, causes him to invest in companies that are really not doing well. I can come up with so many examples from the hundreds of videos that I've seen. Like when he was into Toll Brothers. I mean, he's still invested in Toll Brothers. He's stuck with that for now, and he was arguing that even though interests are going up because the people who buy the Toll Brother houses are so wealthy, then they don't need to take a mortgage anyway, and therefore Toll Brothers income won't go down and the stock will stay strong. And that's obviously wrong. When he was into L Brands, just because it had a high dividend, which was obviously a fashion company who had no moat. There's really a lot of examples. eBay, FedEx, all these investments he did on the top of the market. It has to do with the basic fact that Jeremy does not understand market cycles. He doesn't really know how to find intrinsic value of businesses. Now, he speaks as if he's a follower of Warren Buffett, as if he is a value investor. Let me explain this very clearly. Jeremy is not a value investor. Okay? A value investor knows how to find what the real value of a company is. Okay? He does it through calculating the 10 years of future cash flow. Okay? I can maybe do another video about explaining this. And then he pretty much cuts it in half to find out what is the price he should be paying. Okay? That means a value investor will normally really buy a stock when it's in a 5 to 10 forward PE, depends on what industry we're talking about. That's not what Jeremy's been doing. Every stock that Jeremy has chosen, besides the ones that were growth stocks, which had higher PEs on the first hand, like Tesla and Alibaba, and he was doing well for a while with Eli, and he's been doing pretty bad. And I'll tell you the truth, the reason I know that he's been doing pretty bad is because in the beginning, when I was just getting into the stock market, I used to listen to Jeremy. I mean, I didn't buy all the stocks that he recommended, but I definitely bought some. Thank God now I'm pretty much out of most of his stocks. I still have one or two still in my portfolio that I'm waiting for the right opportunity to get rid of. But these bad companies to buy, and I didn't buy all the companies that he talks about. I probably bought 5 or 6 companies from the companies that he spoke about. Are the ones that were successful, the ones that had higher PEs, and weren't value investing at all. Now, why is this so urgent? Why am I making this video? If I told you I'm not a hater, I have nothing against Jeremy. I've been doing a lot of learning for the last year, and I don't subscribe to Jeremy's channel anymore. I don't watch his videos. He annoys me to watch him because I see what he's doing, and I come to firmly believe that that not only that we're in the end of a business cycle, which is usually between 5 to 10 years, which is a smaller cycle that can, end up with a correction of, 50% or whatever. We're also probably heading to an end of debt cycle. Debt cycle is something that Ray Dalio explains happens once in around 70 years. Okay, the last debt cycle we had was the Great Depression, in the late 1920s, 1930s. And what this cycle essentially means is that the debt, the corporate debt that companies have taken on themselves, eventually they won't be able to pay it back at all, and the government won't have a way to bail them out anymore. And that means that many companies will actually go bankrupt. Now, buying companies now in the way that Jeremy buys, I know now it's changing a little bit. Recently he started buying a little bit of dividend companies, which is very, very smart. Buying companies today without understanding the huge risk. Okay, we can be talking about people who bought in 1921 could have waited 50 years for the stocks to come back to their original prices. This can be the case for the next 50 years. People have to understand that risk, and they don't understand it. And they don't understand it because they look up to Jeremy, and Jeremy doesn't really understand this. Now I'm not gonna talk for much longer. I want to put it out there. I hope people listen. If people are looking to get better information, get educated, I can really recommend a few things. I can recommend a different YouTube channel called PPC Ian, which is a dividend growth investor. Who, once you check him out, he's kind of boring the way he speaks and stuff, but he really knows his shit, and he does a really smart analysis, and he picks stocks that will be, companies that will be good and strong for another 30-50 years. He doesn't plan on selling them. It's really worth taking a look at that. There's another channel called Investing, I think, with Sven Karlin, which is also a really good value investor. You can listen to the podcast of Phil Town, which is called, I think look for Phil Town podcast. He wrote a book called Rule 1 Investment, or Invested, which is another book he and his daughter Danielle wrote. This podcast is amazing. It has over 200 videos. It goes in real depth on how do you find a good company, what it's a moat, how does the economy work, debt cycles, inflation, all these terms that if you're just learning from Jeremy, you really aren't getting, and you will end up being screwed. Okay, you will end up. And I know Jeremy, if you're watching this, I know that Jeremy tells people, don't listen to what I do, do your own decisions, and that's obviously right. But if Jeremy had the decency, he would say listen to other people too. There's websites like Seek Alpha. There are numerous websites, information. You can read the F13's 13F documents that all these big investors have to file into the SEC, which show what big investors like Ray Dalio, like Monash Pabrai, what are they investing in? Get ideas from these type of people who are successful. This just reminds me about a video that Jeremy was comparing Ray Dalio's returns. Ray Dalio runs a hedge fund, $180 billion hedge fund, to like the market return, and he was laughing at Ray Dalio that was doing underperforming the market. And I thought to myself, this guy is so stupid. Like, he's really arguing with Ray Dalio. What do you think? Ray Dalio builds an all-weather portfolio. That means a portfolio that holds even in a Great Depression scenario, doesn't really lose much value. Jeremy, the economy for the last year, since let's say beginning of 2018-19, the economy just did a little upchi, did a little and his stocks went tumbling down 50%. Like, what is he talking about? He got into the market in 2009, okay, 2009, 10, whatever, when the market was just recovering. He was in it for a really good 10 years, 9-10 years. Therefore, his stocks did really well. I would say nothing special to other people who choose individual stocks. I think he used to have a technique of investing in 3 to 4 stocks. So sometimes he was lucky with like Win Resorts, and sometimes he did shit. Like with that GoPro investment that he did in all-in-one, which was really stupid as well. Okay, I'm just gonna make this short. Jeremy is learning how to invest. He's learning just like you, and the only difference is he's making a shitload of money selling you his courses and his knowledge, okay, showing you tons of commercials, okay, while he's learning with you how to invest, and he really, really doesn't know what he's doing. Be careful. Your money's well earned. You worked hard for it. You want it to be prosperous. You want to succeed, and if you want to succeed, I would ask that you really try getting a better education. And even if you watch Jeremy's channel, watch it for your entertainment, watch it for the fun, to hear what's going on with Elon Musk. Don't think that you're getting a financial education.